I'm Amani Richards. I'm 20 years old and I'm a Leicester player. Initially, I reached out to Myles because I felt like there was a gap in my development. I think I was reaching a lot of the same obstacles that I'd reached in the past. And I think it got to a point where I realized that I needed to make a change. And yeah, I thought this was the right move for me to get better, to be honest. Well, my experience working with Myles was very positive. I enjoyed it. The whole program was really good. I think it was very tough for me because I think I had to open up and be very truthful about a lot of things that I'm fearful of and a lot of things that I haven't had to um, attack before. So I think it was definitely tough and it was definitely an eye-opening experience, but I enjoyed it very much and it was all a part of making me a better person and a better human. Over the 12 weeks, I think I learned to be very self-aware of when I'm getting frustrated or when my mind talk is not correct and falling into patterns of overthinking and being very frustrated. And I think all of these things were holding me back. And I think the self awareness has allowed me to at least catch myself when I'm doing these things and try to make change and try to make myself think more positively. Enjoyed the most. I think um, one of the deepest sessions that we had is when we talk about, or when we spoke about my why and why I was still playing football and why it meant so much to me. And I think getting back to the root of why I play football was very important for me in that moment. I think I was struggling to appreciate and be grateful for what I had in front of me. And going back to that why made me like realize what I'm really doing this for. And that just made me really grateful and made me start to appreciate things a lot more. Yeah, I think I'll say over the last 12 weeks, I've grown a lot as a man. I think I've matured so much. I think from when we first started, I think I'm such a different person from then. I think I understand my mind a lot better and I understand what gets me going and helps me perform at my best. And I also notice what things I do that don't allow me to perform at my best. So trying to get rid of bad habits and try to unlearn some old taught tricks a little bit and try to move on and be a bit more open-minded to certain things. Three key takeaways. Oh, it's a good question. I think firstly I'd say just being grateful. I think because there was times that I'd look at the position I'm in now and be not as grateful as I should be, and then I'll think back to 5, 10 years ago when if someone told me that this would be my life, I'd bite the hand off for it. So I think gratitude was definitely something that I needed to learn along this journey. I think um, just in general the conversations that we had and the learning that Miles gave me about being a man and taking control of my own journey and going and asking questions and going and doing all those things that everyone says is about being busy, but doing the things that you know are going to better yourself and just kind of taking control of my career a little bit more. And then I'd say my why. I think my why was super deep rooted, and I think it was the best part of the program for me. I think understanding why I still play and getting back to enjoying and loving why I started this. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely say that my relationship with football is in a much better place than it was. I think from the start of the program to now is completely worlds apart. I think there was times I was waking up and I didn't want to go into football. I was frustrated and I was very low energy. I was very frustrated and all those things were getting to me. I think now I wake up and I understand that it's an opportunity every day to just go and be the best version of myself and go and take another step towards the person I know that I can be. Yeah, I feel like I've learned how to treat myself better. I think before a lot of I understood when I was frustrated and why I was frustrated and that I wasn't working hard enough or what I needed to do more to get to where I want to be, but I neglected a lot of other things at the same time, like just being happy and just trying to seeing friends and stuff like that. I think that was where I really struggled before, but now I understand it's like finding a balance in life. It's like not allowing football to be so up and down and kind of staying at a steady point where it doesn't affect you so much in your outside life. I think in the beginning it's very tough trying to detach from it. I think it's like when you've been in a cycle of beating yourself up or being frustrated about things and allowing it to seep into your personal life, and it's like You don't want to talk to your friends. You don't want to talk to your family because you're frustrated. And then understanding that that's not a healthy way to go about it, and realizing that there needs to be change, because it's an unhealthy cycle of just going up and down as the games go by. So I think almost understanding that there's definitely more losses in football than wins, but trying to stay at a steady level rather than jumping up and down. I've played with so many different players. I've been at quite a few clubs, and I feel like I've seen so many talented boys fall out of love with football and fall out of the game just because they don't have the mindset side of things. I think I realized that there was a gap there, and there was something that I needed to work on from quite early, to be honest. And I think I've put off working on these things because it is hard to take the leap, and it's hard to almost talk about things that you know are going to be tough for you to talk about. So it was understanding that it's going to be a journey and it's going to be tough for you in the beginning, but opening up about it is only going to make you a better person, and it's only going to allow you to perform at your best. Yeah, definitely. I'd recommend all players to work with Myles. I feel like you see it at all levels when someone's mind's not right or someone's struggling mentally. And I think I know from hitting them obstacles a couple times now, and now I feel like I have the tools and all the learning to combat that next time it comes around. And knowing that I have that just adds so much to my arsenal. So I think I'd say for everyone, it's definitely something that is very, very important to get to the next level. I think my heart is probably in the best place it's been, genuinely, and that's not me just saying it, just for the video or just for this to make anyone smile. But at the beginning, I was genuinely in a very, very dark place, and I think now I feel happy as ever. I feel like I'm going and I'm bopping into training, and I'm enjoying myself and just being free and just expressing myself as I am. I think it took a lot to get to that point, but I understood that it was a journey and it wasn't just gonna come like just like that. So yeah, I think definitely I'm glad that I stuck at it, and I'm glad that I was open minded to it in the beginning. For me, this was one of the biggest learnings that I got from it. I think when I first started, I was in a place where I didn't express myself at all, and I feel like me not like being authentic was a bigger struggle for me because I wasn't acting like myself. It was draining me more. Like mentally, I was struggling, and I think now I've come back to an environment and I've changed that. I've changed that internally. Like I know that me just being myself and just enjoying myself is the only way that I'm going to perform at my best and be at my best. So yeah, I think that's definitely one of the most important things for me. Honestly, I think when I first started the course, it was a bit of a blind date, to be honest, a little bit. I feel like I went into it with not much knowledge of like a mindset background, and I think leaving it, I didn't expect to be as far along as I am, and it's been a journey. There was times like throughout it where I thought maybe this is not working for me, or maybe this is not what I need, or maybe this is not going to help me in my journey. But then from there to now, it's such a massive difference, and I know that I've made a lot of changes within, and a lot of changes lifestyle wise and all sorts. So I feel like yeah, it was definitely something that was important for me on my journey. Yeah, Miles, appreciate you. You're a great guy. Yeah, and don't think we're not gonna be in touch after this. I feel like you're definitely gonna be part of my team now. And I appreciate everything that you've done for me.